All praises and glory goes to Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai. All praises and glory goes to Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai. Double honors to the ministry of Master Rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. This is Brother Boaz coming at you with another live lesson. Now, the day of his wrath, who shall be able to stand? Okay, no one. Okay, only the elect is going to be able to stand up by that day, and that's because they have a good relations with Yahweh Shai. Okay, that's going to be that's able to stand. Okay, let's get it. The book of Jeremiah. The book of Jeremiah, chapter 50, verse 20. In those days and at that time, say Yahweh, the iniquity of Israel shall be sought for, and they shall be found none. And the sins of Judah shall, and they shall be found none. For I will pardon them whom I reserve. Okay, so the only ones that's going to make it out of here with their life are the elect. Okay, that's the only ones that's going to make it out on this side. And the rest, the 2/3, they're going to be destroyed. I see what it says in the NET Bible. Jeremiah 50, verse 20. And when that time comes, no guilt shall be found in Israel, no sin shall be found in Judah, for I will forgive those of them I have allowed to survive. I, Yahweh, affirmed it. Okay, so the ones that's going to survive this one, just going out, okay, if you will, are the elect. Okay, that's the only way they're going to be saved. They're going to get beamed it up in those tractor beams up in some UFOs, okay, which the government call them UAPs, okay, the chariots of Israel. That's the only ones that's going to make it out of here with their life, okay? The rest is just fuel for the fire. They're going to be destroyed. Turn to the book of Daniel. The book of Daniel, chapter 12, verse 1. And it shall come, and at that time shall Michael stand up for the prince of that great prince, which stands for thou children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble since such as there was never since there was a nation, even at that same time. And at that time, thy people shall be delivered, everyone that's found written in the book. Okay, what book? The book of life. Okay, the book of life. That's what book. Let's read it again. The book of Daniel, chapter 12, verse 1, NET version. Michael's, that great prince who watches over your people, will arise. There will be a time of distress, unlike any other time, like any other from the nation's beginning up and at that time. But at that time, your own people will, those who names are found written in the book shall will escape, okay? Escape with their life, okay? That's the only ones that's going to escape with their life, okay? And make it out of here with their life. Let's come over here to the book of Second Chronicles chapter 29, we'll start at verse 5. And he said unto them, hear ye the Levites, sanctify yourselves and sanctify the house of Yahweh, power of your fathers, and carry forth the filthiness out of the holy place. Okay, so it's time for us to sanctify ourselves, wake up from this sleep that we've been in, and time to sanctify ourselves. And how you do it, do this doctrine, do this word. That's how you do it. Verse 6. For our fathers have transgressed, has trespassed, and done that which was evil in the eyes of Yahweh Shai, and power, and have forsaken him, and have turned away their faces from the habitations of Yahweh Shai, and turned their backs. Also, they have shut up the doors of the porch and put out the lamps and have not burnt incense nor burnt offerings in the holy place unto Yahweh, power of Israel. Okay, so there's a consequence to that. There's a consequence for that, okay? We didn't burn incense to Yahweh Shai. We didn't give him his burnt offerings, okay? We plugged up the porch, if you will, and now you're gonna read. Let's read what happened to us since we did that. Let's read what happened to us since we didn't do the right thing by Yahweh Shai. Let's see what happened to us. Wherefore the wrath of Yahweh was upon Judah and Jerusalem, and he have delivered them to trouble and to astonishment and to hissing, as you see with your own eyes. For lo, our fathers have fallen by the sword, and our sons are, and our daughters and our wives are in captivity for this. So since we did this, we went into slavery, okay? That's what happened to us. We didn't burn incense to the Yahweh Shai. We didn't give him his burnt offerings, okay? So since we did this, slavery was upon us. We went into slavery, okay? Now you're over here on this side of the earth saying, yeah, I'm an African American abomination. Oh, I'm black, okay? Or I'm a Native American Indian. Or I'm a Latino. You're over here just saying anything. You don't know your nationality. Verse 10. Now is my heart to make a covenant with Yahweh, power of Israel, that his fierce wrath may turn away from us. My son, be not neglectful, for Yahweh Shai has chosen you to stand before him to serve him, and that ye may minister unto him his burnt incense. Okay, so that's so we have to turn back to Yahweh Shai and burn incense to Yahweh Shai. That's what this is about. Burn incense to Yahweh Shai. and doing sit downs, going out on the highways and byways, doing our lessons. It all goes up to as a sweet savior to Yahweh Shai. Okay, one moment. Just go and turn to the book of Revelations. The book of Revelations, we'll start at verse 13. We'll start at verse 12. The book of Revelation, chapter 6, verse 12. And I beheld when he had opened the sixth seal, and lo, became a great earthquake, and the sun became black as sackcloth of hair, and the moon became as blood. What happened? Thermonuclear weapons shot on this man, destroying this man, okay? Wiping out America already, okay? Destroying America already. That's what happened to this man. Missiles dropped on him. And the stars of heaven fell unto the earth, even as fig trees cast her untimely figs when she is shaken of a mighty wind. And the heavens departed as a scroll, roll up thermonuclear bomb dust cloud, okay? It rolls up like a scroll. And the heavens departed up as a scroll when it's rolled together, and every mountain and island was moved out of their places. The whole landmass is going to shift. And the kings of the earth, and the great men, and rich men, and chief captains, and mighty men, and every bondman, and every freeman hid themselves in caves and dens and rocks of the mountains, and said unto the mountains, rocks, fall on us, hide us from the face of him that sitteth upon the throne, for the wrath of the Lamb, for the great day of his wrath is come. And who shall be able to stand? Who shall be able to stand? Nobody's going to be able to stand, okay? Nobody's going to be able to stand. It's going to be Yahweh Shai, only one in that day, okay? It's the only one person that's going to be able to stand that is Yahweh Shai in that day. One moment. The book of Isaiah, chapter 2, verse 11. The lofty looks of man shall be humbled, and the haughtiness of men shall be bowed down, and Yahweh alone shall be exalted in that day, okay? Yahweh alone shall be exalted in that day. Verse 17. The loftiness of man shall be bowed down, and the haughtiness of men shall be made low, and Yahweh alone shall be exalted in that day. Okay, that's it. That's how the Yahweh Shai is going to be exalted in that day. Okay, when this thing goes down, thermonuclear weapons getting dropped on this man. That's a fierce anger of Yahweh Shai, destroying this man, nuking this man, okay, off the planet, okay, destroying his rulership. That's what this is about. You want to know what this is about? That's what this is about. Thermonuclear bombs dropping on this man, destroying his rulership, okay, and ushering the kingdom of heaven, which is Yahweh Shai's eternal kingdom, forever in all ages, from all ages. That's what this is about. Okay, and we at the beginning stages of sorrow. You see in the beginning stages really is good news for us, but sorrows for the other nations. But we are going to be tested. We are going to be tested in that day. Okay, so let me see here. Let's go to the book of Nahum, chapter 1, verse 2. Nahum, chapter 1, verse 2. One. Power is jealous, and Yahweh Shai vengeance. Yahweh Shai vengeance and is furious. Yahweh Shai takes vengeance on his adversaries and reserves wrath for his enemies. Yahweh Shai is slow to anger and great in power and will not acquit the wicked. Yahweh Shai has his way in the whirlwind and in the storm, and the clouds are the dust of his feet. He rebukes the sea and makes it dry, and dry up the rivers of Bashan, languish in Carmel, and the flower of Lebanon languish. Verse 7. Yahweh is good and stronghold and in the day of trouble, and he knows them that trust in him. Okay, who we trust in? Yahweh Shai. The book of Hebrews, chapter 2, verse 3. How shall we escape if we neglect such a great salvation, which at the first began to be spoken by Yahweh and was confirmed unto us by him that heard him? The book of Hebrews, chapter 10, verse 31. It is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power, okay? It's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of Yahweh Shai. Okay, you're gonna be marched off to the king of terrors. Okay, you gotta keep 10 toes down, and whatever Yahweh Yahushua throws at you, even unto death. Okay, so you could be justified in His sight. Especially when they make mandatory that mark of the beast. When they finally make that mandatory, you're going to have 10 toes down, okay? Because you don't want to go underneath the wrath of Yahweh Yahushai, okay? You don't want that wrath. So when they come out with it, nope, can't take it. I got a plane to catch. I gotta make my flight. The book of Jeremiah 44, verse 2. Thus say Yahweh of hosts, the power of Israel, ye have seen all the evil that I have brought upon Jerusalem and upon all the cities of Judah, and behold, this day they are a desolation, and no man dwells in them therein. Yeah, okay, so what happened to us as a people? You seen what happened. You see what Yahweh Yahushai did to us, okay? You seen that slavery, the conquistadors coming over here to the northern kingdom, conquering the northern kingdom, just beating them into subjection, killing them, massacring them, butchering them. Okay, slavery on the so-called Negroes. Okay, cattle slavery. You seen what happened to us. Okay, so Jerusalem is a people before it's a place. Okay, desolation. Okay, you seen that what Yahweh Yahushai did unto us. Okay, he destroyed us. Verse 3. Because of their wickedness, in which when they have committed the provoking me to anger, it that they went and burnt incense to serve other gods. Again, heavy in the idol worship. Okay, was it Santa Miquez? I don't know. It's a Spanish term. The Day of the Dead. They worship the Day of the Dead. Satan. Okay. Halloween, Christmas. Okay. All these false holidays. Okay. You were heavy in the idol worship. Just how it was back then. Howbeit I sent ye burnt incense and served other gods whom I knew not, neither they of your fathers. Verse 4. Howbeit I send unto you all my servants, the prophets, rising up early, sending them, saying, oh, do not this abomination, this abominable thing I hate. Okay, so Yahweh shall raise up prophets. Okay, we're the prophets and saying, do not do this thing I hate. Don't do this thing I hate. Okay, Yahweh Shai raised us up. He said, do not do this thing which I hate. Verse 4. Well, verse 5. But they did not hearken nor incline their ears and turn from their wickedness to no incense, to burn no incense unto other gods. Verse 6, wherefore my fury and my anger was poured out and was kindled upon the cities of Judah and the streets of Jerusalem, and they are wasted without habitation, as you see this day. That's how it is. They verse 6, verse 7, therefore now thus say Yahweh, power of Israel, power of hosts, the power of Israel. Wherefore you commit this great evil against your souls, to cut off from you men and women and child and sucklings out of Judah, and leaves to you no remnant. So we underneath the guise of complete annihilation. Okay, no remnant unto us. Okay, that's how angry we made Yahweh Shai. If ye provoke me to wrath with works of your hands, burn incense unto other gods in the land of Egypt, whether ye going to dwell, that ye might cut yourselves off, and that ye might be a curse and a reproach among all the nations of the earth. Ye have forgotten the wickedness of your fathers and the wickedness of the kings of Judah and the wickedness of their wives and the wickedness of their wickedness of yourselves. One moment. Which they have committed in the land of Judah and in the streets of Jerusalem. They have not humbled themselves even unto this day. So even unto this day, we haven't humbled ourselves to Yahweh Shai, okay? We still stiff-necked with Yahweh Shai. They have not humbled themselves unto this day, neither shall they fear nor walk in my law, nor in my statutes that I set before you and before your fathers. Verse 11. Thus said Yahweh Shai of hosts, the power of Israel. Behold, I will set my face against you and against the evil, and to cut you off from Judah, and I will take the remnant of Judah that have set their faces to go into the land of the land of Egypt to sojourn there, and they shall stand, and they shall all be consumed and fall in the land of Egypt. Shall they be consumed by the sword and by the famine, that they shall die from the least unto the greatest by sword and by the famine, and they shall be extractions and astonishment and a curse and a reproach. And on that note, all praises to Yahweh, Yahweh Shai. All glory goes to Yahweh, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the men of GMS who rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. Shalom.